What's up, everyone? This is JenBake1234, and I'm doing another deck profile. Hopefully you guys aren't getting tired of those. This one is my Roid deck profile. I just finished it today, and I'm still missing a lot of fusions and some cards for Roids, but there aren't very many like spells and traps for Roids, though, from what I've seen. So yeah, let's get to it. First off, for the monsters, we are running 2 Drill Roids because it's a beat stick card that'll help get like those defense monsters out of your way. It helps like beat mainly stall decks, and it's just great all around. And speaking of stalling, we're using 3 Gyroids because it kind of gives you another option if like you're not doing too great. This will help you defend and buy some time, but only for 1 attack, and then the rest, he's dead. I'm only using 1 of this for now. 2 seemed like overkill, 3 seemed like overkill, and that was 1 Truck Roid. Truck Roid has a great effect, but he has to attack something weaker than him, which can be kind of a downfall. Next, we're running 2 Ambulance Roids, because you can recycle some cards from your graveyard to your hand. This card just brings them to the field easier. And now we have our powerhouse of the deck. This is an even bigger beat stick than Drill Roid, and that is 3 Steam Roids. Yes, this card works great. It can be put at 2300 when you declare an attack, but if your opponent attacks it, it loses 500. So you gotta be careful with it. I like using 1 for now, and that is 1 Decoy Roid. It's a Roid monster. It has a good effect. We're using it. And now we're going with the Roid monster that started all Roids altogether, and that is 2 Psych Roids. These guys have Roid Rage bad. Get it? Roid Rage? If you don't, you suck. Next we have 1 Rescue Roid to help get your Roids back to your hand easier. I thought 3 was overkill on this. 2 seemed like just enough, 1 wasn't enough. So I'm using 2 Submarine Roids. I like how this card gets to attack your opponent directly and deal 800 damage, and then switch right back to defense mode, which I thought was pretty cool about it. I also like using 2 Jet Roids, because it lets you activate traps from your hand. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this deck focuses only on fun. It's not very competitive unless you're using it right. I like only 1 of this card, and that is 1 Pat Roid, because it has weak stats, but if you can look at your opponent's set field, so that can come in handy, but its stats are pretty weak, like I said. And I'm also using 2 Express Roids, because when he's summoned, you get to add 2 Roids from your graveyard to your hand. And this is where I'm going to get a lot of comments. And I'm using 1 Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon, we're going to be using some fusions that Cyber Dragon can use with machine monsters. So yeah, that works pretty good. Now for the spells, we have 1 Power Bond because we're going for the fusions. I'm also using a Solidarity because Roids don't have all too much power. This helps them out. Same with Blustering Winds, Double or Nothing. And I'm testing this card out since we do have a lot of doubles and triples of cards in here. We're using a Cross Attack. That card can help turn around a duel if you use it right. And I'm also using Graceful Dice. I mean, you don't see a lot of people using that card anymore. And it's just a really great card if it works. See, this deck is based kinda on luck and a lot of fun, like Arcana Force. Now for staples, we got 2 MSTs, Mystical Space Typhoon, whatever you prefer to call it. Dark Hole, Book of Moon, Lightning Vortex. Now for traps, there aren't a lot of traps either that work with Roids, so I'm going with like Rising Energy, Confusion Chaff, Interdimensional Matter Transporter, another card you don't really see people using. Fiery Fervor, it works. I've tried it once, it did work. And since Roids have a lot of attributes, I'm using a DNA checkup because if it's right, you draw. If not, then your opponent draws. Now for staple traps, we have 1 Call of the Haunted, and then 1 Compulse. So yeah, that is the main deck. I will move that out of the way and get to the extra deck. Now for the extra deck, I don't have all the fusions for Roids, so I'm just going with what I have. This is for the Cyber Dragon fusions. We have a Chimera Tech Over Dragon, works great with Power Bond, it's hilarious to use. And then we have a Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. And then we also have a Steam Gyroid. And we're still using Xyz in this build. I only have 4 Xyz, and this is a pretty small extra deck. We have Utopia, since you can't go for rank 4s. My stroke, I finally got one today, and that is one Gaga Cowboy. And then we do have some rank 3s, and he's a machine monster, so it works, and that is windups and mains. So yeah, that is the whole Roid deck profile. Yeah, hopefully you will all like this. Remember to comment and subscribe for more videos. And if you have any idea on how to make this deck better, please let me know. Also, I need a limiter removal. If anyone has one of those, please let me know. Alright? Later.